Hey smokers, Jargon here. Gonna be doing a quick little video, just doing essentially what is a drive clone. Shouldn't be a big deal, but you know, knowing me, it's probably gonna turn into another 2-hour video or something like that. But all I'm doing is I'm taking my main drive here, which is a 111.79 gigabyte SSD. It is my boot drive on my main computer. This drive is now approaching 5 years old. I recently purchased a Samsung 860 EVO 1 terabyte drive, so I'm just going to clone this with the DD command directly onto that drive so I don't have to worry about weird bullshit. Now hopefully this doesn't fuck up my backup scheme, but I guess we'll just have to deal with that when the time comes. So the only thing I need to do here is take a look. We are in a just bootable USB flash drive right now of Lubuntu, and we have dev sta, and this is our brand new SSD here, and this is the flash drive I'm running the live CD off of. So really there's only one thing to do. We don't have to do anything else, don't have to install anything or anything. So we got to make sure, absolutely sure. Now I have backed up this drive, so even if I were to totally wipe this out, it wouldn't be the end of the world. So, and also it is pretty interesting. Remember that video a long time ago where I BitLockered all my drives? Yeah, it's still set up that way. So this is still a BitLocker volume, and interestingly, Gparted can recognize that. So that's kind of cool. As you can see, it shows not a whole lot of information about it. It just says it's 110 gigs. So we'll definitely need to use this in composing our DD command. So DD input file system is going to be the thing that went away off the screen. God damn it. So that's going to be our 100 gig drive here. So dev sdb output file system equals dev sda, I think. Yeah, because that's the terabyte. So input into the system, sdb, which is our 100 gig, output sda. So I could just press enter right now and we'd be done. But we're not done, because there's a couple other things we need to do, and not like that. So the first thing, or the second thing I guess, block size, I think we were going for 1 megabyte. I can't remember. I think that's what I did in a previous video. A lot of people were, well, not a lot of people, I think there's just one guy. Actually, wow. The way you can totally exaggerate things shows no bounds. I think I had decided, based on some recommendation, that a block size of 1 megabyte would be fine. But this, of course, in that situation I was using hard disks, not SSDs. We're going SSD to SSD. And again, we're on the quad-core machine, so we're a 10-year-old motherboard to do this. I'm not using my main computer because the risk of me formatting another drive is just too great. And then the final command we need to type in is status progress. So let's look over it. This should be everything we need. Sudo dd input file system dev sdb, which is this. Yeah, somebody just got killed, I guess. Or no, you're hanging. Okay, so input file system equals dev sdb, input this, output dev sda. We want to dump it onto here. Block size 1 megabyte, status equals progress, and that should work. Now the reason I want to check over this, of course, is to save myself a lot of trouble in the future. I do have a backup of this, so we shouldn't have a problem, and it should just go and take a long time. I'm going to go to bed, and we're going to see what happens in the morning. So let's go ahead and press enter on this. What the fuck? Why does this always happen? I already saw what I did wrong. I don't know if this comes from me being an idiot or the DOS days or what, but you can sort of see what I did wrong here. That is what I did wrong. And that's all. I think that's all. It took me like a second to catch it, but okay, so We're going from output to A. Alright, now we're going at 134 megabytes per second. I have the last time I did this up in a video here, and you can see that I was a lot less fortunate, because in that video I was going at like 11 megabytes per second, but in this video I'm going 130 megabytes per second. So this could be going way worse right now. Now my only hope is that I didn't do it in the incorrect direction. So here's going to be the problem, is that the BitLocker volume is... I should have turned off BitLocker first. That was kind of stupid. The BitLocker volume is going to have to remain 128 gigs. I'll reboot this up with it on the terabyte drive, and then I'm going to turn off BitLocker, then put it back on the Linux machine, resize the drive with gparted. I might actually be able to do this with Windows, to be honest, but I'll see if it gives me that option. I might be able to do it. I might not need to do that extra step. I might not even need to turn off BitLocker. We'll see. And then, so if I do have to put it back into gparted, then I'll do that. But this is going to take probably not too long. It says 14 gigabytes copied, so this is actually going to get done in a couple minutes. So I guess I'll just wait. Wait, so you have to like destroy those, or?
I don't know what they do, but there's something.
Give me a good massage. Great. I'm passing my time waiting for what is essentially a loading bar by watching another loading bar. What's gonna finish first, my clone or your repair of the fucking engine? 92 gigs copied. I don't know, dude. I think it... Oh, shit. Screen went black. Dude, I think I'm gonna beat you. Okay, so you beat me. Whatever. It's like 99 gigs.
How did he not come? What? The fuck?
What happened?
I don't know.
Did the game just quit out, or did you win? Have you ever turned the ISO up all the way on a camera before? Looks like shit. But you can actually see now. This is the source drive, this is the destination. As you can see, the source drive is extremely dusty. The SanDisk Extreme 2 I purchased back in 2014. A 128 gig drive. It was around $100. This terabyte one was just under 200. So we're seeing some improvements for sure. Okay, so as soon as I finished shooting that scene, this is done. So now I have to reopen this. Okay, so SDA, BitLocker, SDB, BitLocker. Now the difference is a huge, gigantic chunk of unallocated space. So this right here is our BitLocker. And if I look at this, I can't do anything. I can't resize it because there's these. Even if this... Ooh, God, this is nasty. Okay, so I'm going to probably have to turn BitLocker off. Worst case scenario. Turn it off. Then I'm going to have one... Okay, well, this is just sort of that extra one, so that I think I can leave behind. I can't, like, resize this. Because, yeah, see, resize move, that's not even an option. So, understandable. Worst case scenario is I'll turn off BitLocker, resize it here, or resize it in disk management, or I'll see whatever I can do. I will just see, because I have no idea. But it's time to move the drive back in the computer. So this is the absolute highest ISO setting that this camera will go to, and I gotta say it's definitely even still better than my Lego webcam back in the day. I'll tell you that. But even the darkest of spaces you just can't see still. So, oh well. I don't care. This is supposed to be a quick video anyway. Oh wow. And the cables don't actually reach it like the other one did. I kind of fixed it, but it's nowhere near as secure. I guess I'm plugging it in. Okay. It's plugged in. Let's see if it'll boot the same drive. I'm kind of doubtful because it's a totally different piece of hardware. Okay, so I'm going to power it on. Oh, it did detect it's a Samsung. Probably did not have it set as the bootable drive, so I'll have to just set that as the boot priority device, because I'm going to guess that it just thinks its normal boot device is not available, and I don't think I have any other bootable drives in the whole system. And see this? It's trying to boot off of my 850 Evo 256 gig. Well, I mean, I have some boot overrides here. Okay, so this is the one I want. I guess I'll just boot it, and hey, there we are. So that worked. So well, let's see if it'll actually log in. It took the password. There it is. It worked. Now I've got a lot of shit in my disk management here, but okay, so I can shrink it, but I can't extend it. I guess if I turn BitLocker off, I suppose I could make it into a totally other partition that's totally separate from my boot drive, but I didn't really want to do that. I just wanted to give this more space, so I can oh my god. Alright, so this is what I wanted to do with expand, but I can't. So, time to Google. Okay, so this is where shit gets kind of scary, but not really, because I still have a backup of everything technically right here. So, you can do something called suspend protection, and what that does, it kind of turns it off for like a minute, I guess. Updating your PCs, blah 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 blah. Okay, so suspend. Alright, so protection suspended. So now we can have the whole computer like crash or something. Extend volume is still not an option, probably because this is the main startup drive or something. I don't know. I guess one of the things I could do is boot off of this guy again, but then they'd have the same UUID and that would be a problem. So since we don't want to do that, why can't I extend it? Balls. I got an idea. It's potentially a bad idea. Okay, so I'm going to put the 1 terabyte drive that now has our data on it and plug it into a Windows 10 machine to see if we can extend it from there. A Windows 10 machine that's not this one, because I don't have another bootable Windows 10 drive except for this one, but these drives have the same UUID, so they can't coexist on the same system, so I have to use another one. Okay, so here's our Windows 10 machine, and it's hooked up to, or we got the drive hooked up to it. There is not anything showing up. I mean, I know it's BitLockered, but it should still show up. What the fuck? So I thought, hey, let's just turn off BitLocker. And this is what I thought I was going to run into. Yeah, so it needs to decrypt all the drives in order to just decrypt this one drive. I need to have some sort of Windows 10 computer set up that can do this, and it can do the extension without having to decrypt this volume. Because I can't do this. What a piece of piss. Okay, so day 2, I guess. This was the day I was actually supposed to use to make a video. I have done a fresh install of Windows 10 by Longhorn. And now we're going to see whether or not it can see this in disk management in this OS. And hopefully it can suspend BitLocker, extend the volume, and then we're good. So my problem with the other machine is that it didn't see this at all whatsoever. Nothing even in disk management. So we're going to see what it does on this. And not a good sign that it's just not outputting video now. What the fuck? Seriously. Now it's working. Okay. Okay, so it did boot to the right operating system, and that was fast. I don't know how fast that was, but that was fast. So let's see if it detects that other drive. Oh yeah, the other weird thing about this motherboard is that the mouse doesn't work, both PS2 and USB.
What the fuck? So I have to do this whole thing with the keyboard. Okay, well at least it sees both disks. Maybe I need to like unplug and replug this. I think it's a bad USB port or something. Hey, I got the mouse. Okay, alright. Okay, so this is our BitLocker. So how do we look at it? Oh god. So here we have local disk E, but it's BitLocker. So how do we access it? Well, we double click on it, and then I can unlock it with the password. So now with the password entered, I can see that there's stuff on the drive. So, but what I'm going to do here is manage BitLocker, remove password, turn. There's no suspend option. I assume that it's just going to work now. So let's reopen disk management. Right click on this, and I cannot extend the volume. Can I extend this one? No, I cannot. I can make a new simple volume, marijuana. There's no option to suspend BitLocker. So let's say I turn off BitLocker. Your drive will be decrypted. This might take a long time, but you can keep using your PC during the decryption process. So I'm turning off BitLocker for a drive that also has a bunch of BitLocker keys assigned to it. This might totally fuck up my whole setup, but it's not the end of the world because I can always do another clone. I've got 2 backups of this. So if I were to say turn off BitLocker, would that even work? If it doesn't work, all I have to do is clone the drive again and start over and try something else. Let's go ahead and yeah, turn it off. So now I'm going to wait and let it finish decrypting. And then when it's done, I'm going to try and extend it then. And then I'm going to plug it back into my main and see every shit hit the fan because it no longer is encrypted, and every other drive on my system will just be like, what the fuck? Now, of course, I can manually decrypt them with the code, but I think it's just more inconvenient that way. Hopefully that's my only problem that I will have. And now I just can't use my main computer right now because this is doing shit. I don't think it'll take that long. It's already at 2%, so we'll wait for it. Okay, so decryption is complete. So will it now allow me to extend the partition? Something tells me it still will not. Oh my god, it does! Fuck yeah, dude! I think that's correct. Sure. The operation section will convert the selected basic disks to dynamic disks. If you convert the disks to dynamic, you will not be able to start installed operating systems for any volume on the disks, except the current boot volume. Why the fuck not? Shit. How do I convert it back once I'm done? Can I do that? Well, at this point, I mean, we turned off BitLocker. That was a pain in the ass, right? So this is what we came to do, so we'll just do it. What? How do you not have enough space? We just... okay. I'm gonna have a little trailing, like, 4 megabyte little thing in the end, aren't I? Like, is this too full now? And there needs some little wiggle room? I mean, I guess. Alright, so since this looks weird as balls, what I'm going to do is I'm going to not use this anymore. Since we've already gone past the point of no return of decrypting BitLocker. Why don't I just shut this down? This is essentially my BitLocker decryptor machine. And we're going to move the SSD over to the other machine. The Linux machine, and or I could just do it on this computer, I guess. I don't really need to move. So I guess we're using Zorin OS now, because I don't have a hell Ubuntu drive anymore because I reformatted it like 3 times. And through some sort of miracle, G-Part is frickin' on it. Oh my god. Alright, so this is our Zoran. This is our shit. So we need to resize / move. Maybe I need to move this one first. I don't know what this is, but just move over there. Get the fuck out of the way. Haha! You have queued an operation to move a start sector of your partition. Failure to boot is most likely to occur if you move the Windows system partition C. Well, I'm not moving C, I'm moving some other piece of... Whoa, what the fuck? Okay, alright, so go over there. Piss off. Alright, now I'm gonna resize this. Like that. Wait, could I have done that without having to move the other thing? Let's see, go back. Let's resize. Nope, I don't think so. I had to move this first. Over there. I mean, this doesn't make any sense why it should have to work like this, but... Wait, we go back again. It doesn't... Luckily, it doesn't apply them. You can fuck around with this pretty much as you want. Until you're ready. I don't know what that other block there at the end is. Well, that's all the way there, so... Okay, so resize. Yes, that's what I was waiting to do. There we go. So now that should be all we need to do. Will that actually work? No fucking idea. And for some reason we still have 2 gigabytes unallocated. What? Why? Is it because this was not able to move all the way over? Or... What the fuck? Oh man, this is bad. There we go. All good. That's gonna be bad. This is gonna break. Alright, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Cause, fuck it, I guess. Goodbye. So that might actually take a while. This might actually be a long operation. Move. Okay, so we're moving it to the right. And now it's growing the center one. Well, I'll come back when it's done. Okay, all operations successfully completed. Now, this is probably not bootable, but we'll still give it a try. I'm going to take this and I'm going to plug it in to my main machine. And again, I don't know what this other partition is. Like, I know there's like the system reserved, but what's this other one? What is that? It says diag. Diagnostic tools? Oh, that's probably what that is. When like, hopefully that's not left over from like a Windows update or some shit. All right, well, let's shut this down and unplug it. Plug it back into the other one and see if it boots. Okay, so got it plugged in on my main computer now. Gonna go ahead and power it on, and the monitor's off, so that doesn't help. Okay, so go to the boot menu. 860 Evo. Oh, what is this? It's bootable. After all that manhandling I did with it, disabling BitLocker with a different... Oh, shit. Don't check the disk. Oh my god. Wow, Windows 10 is really resilient. Holy shit. Okay, so everything on my computer just shit itself because it couldn't find anything on the other drives. So as you can see, local disk D, G, H, and X are all encrypted drives, and they don't automatically decrypt themselves because this one has not been encrypted. But as you can see, we have a whole fuckload of free space now, and somehow it didn't poop itself. Now what I'm concerned about is that it's going to want to do some error checking on this drive, so I probably should do some error checking on it and then see if that nukes the drive. If it does, then at least I know what the process is to do this again. I'm assuming that it's going to want to do it anyway at some point, so whatever. So the next step would be to re-enable BitLocker drive encryption or decrypt all of the drives, which is something that I've been thinking about doing, mainly because when I first started the BitLocker thing is I made a video about let's see how the performance does over time. And I've now been using BitLocker for 2 years, and I really haven't noticed any big performance decreases. So as far as I can tell, it's totally invisible. It doesn't seem to carry any performance penalty as far as I can tell, and I'm using an old 2012 motherboard with an i7 2600K. So I've got some kind of old stuff now. So I could really go through and decrypt all of these drives and then go pretty much back to normal. And then I guess I'll have to report back to you in some other video 2 more years later to see how the performance does after the decryption. And the interesting part is that I even encrypted my very large 2 terabyte mechanical drive, and that didn't seem to have that much problem either. It was pretty much good. So, but I'm sure it's measurable, right? If I put all the numbers together, I'd probably get better numbers with unencrypted drives, obviously. But yeah, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to decrypt all of these, and then just see how it goes, and keep rolling with the punches. So, because right now I have like a whole bunch of stuff spread across my whole computer. Like, for example, my Dropbox folder is here for some reason, and I guess I could move that back now that I have space, but I might just leave it here, whatever. There's some other stuff on other drives that are linked in with things, and things on my computer are complaining. Like, I have a sound font somewhere that when I get this sound font sample player coming up, it just totally hates me because it can't find the sound font anymore. And probably a couple other pieces of shit that want to know or are crying for their mother. So I'm going to decrypt these, but first I need to unlock them, and that means I have to go through a long process. So thanks everybody for watching. I guess I was successful. Hopefully this doesn't blow up in my face and I get some sort of weird disk errors as I start to expand more files out to the disk. But if you were in a situation like me, following the steps I followed will get you here at least, and that might help somebody out, possibly. But yeah, so thanks for watching everybody, and I will see you next time.